iDubbbz and Anisa have brought back the Creator Clash, ladies and gentlemen, and this actually has a lot of funny stuff to it. The Creator Clash Twitter account is back and active right here, as you can see. Creator Clash is back, and they've tweeted out their website, and in 4 days, we will be seeing who are the influencers stupid enough to partake in this giant shit show. As you guys remember, Creator Clash 2 was a complete financial disaster where no money was actually sent to charity because they ended up blowing it all on parties and expensive shit, basically. Creator Clash 3 was supposed to take place in 2024. They took a year off to, I guess, figure out how to run one of these things. And now they're back with the interesting tagline, influencers will pay. Influencers will pay. I'm not sure what that means. Are they going to be tasking the influencers or the competitors of this event with actually paying the money to charity because they're unable to actually run a fundraiser and raise the money themselves? We're going to go back and rewatch iDubbbz's original video, Creator Clash 2, The Harsh Reality, because it's going to be very funny to just look back at this whole situation. But before we get into that, I just want to read like some of the community talk around this event because it's very funny. So Nick says, no other influencer pair would be granted another chance after the Creator Clash 2 disaster. Viewers should judge participants harshly for participating in this clout orgy. YouTube boxing is literally at its most dead state, even worse than when they did Creator Clash 2. There is zero hype behind any upcoming events, and now the retard pair who managed to fail charity in the most obvious telegraphed way possible are doing it again. Creator Clash 2 is back, and I just don't even understand why anybody would even want to be like a part of this. This makes no sense to me. And you look down to the comments, like, is anybody even like excited for this or whatever? It's just Nick calling them a joke. I mean, where are the other creators that are actually like joining this, right? People bringing up Sam Hyde versus Hassan. Oh, iDubbbz is there. I ain't ready. Postpone it. So making a joke. I mean, where are the... Oh, Jax Films. Okay, Jax Films, I guess, is going to be a part of it. He says, yup. Anisa's there. Okay. Any other... Esfand. Okay. We got him there. Any other creators here that are publicly associating with this yet? That looks like it's about it. So it's just Esfand and Jax Films. Wow. Now, I do know one creator that might end up being a part of this chat. There is one creator that could end up being on the Creator Clash, and that's my boy, Zero.
Do you think you'll ever get into influencer boxing? I have actually talked with iDubbbz about joining an event at some point. And I do have over a year of boxing under my belt.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Zero is going to be part of Creator Clash. What the actual fuck? I think I have another tweet confirming it right here. Holy shit, dude. Bring out the ice cubes.
My favorite YouTuber event of the year is here. Creator Clash 3, one of the best events I've ever seen. Because of your misstep with charity, your event will be banned if you don't comply with having Gonzalo Barrios fight a 2v1
nice.
against Bowblacks.
Bowblacks at CC3?
Yeah, Augie versus Bowblacks. Let's go, dude. What the actual fuck is this, dude? What the actual fuck? So, yeah, Creator Clash 3 is out, and what do you guys think of this? Is anybody excited for this? You know, Nick does bring up an interesting point, right? YouTuber influencer boxing is actually pretty much completely dead. I mean, there was the Jake Paul Tyson fight, which everybody thought sucked. I mean, there was a lot of hype for it, obviously, because it's Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, but the actual fight was like embarrassing.
Have a good rest of stream. God bless.
Thank you for that. So let's go back and rewatch the original iDubbbz, what happened to Creator Clash 2 video. This is just 13 minutes. I thought this would be a fun retrospective to look at. Let's see what iDubbbz said about the harsh reality of Creator Clash 2 and what we're looking forward to with Creator Clash 3. How big of a disaster is this going to end up being?
Hello, everyone. I have some bad news to share with you. I really don't want to share it. I feel terrible.
Creator Clash 3 sponsored by Gender Reaffirm Care for Kids, the Gaza STRP, and Fansly.
Yeah, well, and Manshi. It's going to be sponsored by Mr. Manshi's OnlyFans.
This year has been a rough one, but this is the path that I chose, so I think it's best to be transparent. For Creator Clash
Transparent.
2, despite it being a fun event and despite good fights and a lot of creators sacrificing a lot of time,
I would like to
money,
see
and
Hassan
energy.
versus Sam Hyde, or iDubbbz versus Sam Hyde, or Anisa versus every single former iDubbbz fan.
It's hard for you to imagine that there's going to be any like mashup that I actually give a fuck about. Like, okay, Harley from Epic Mealtime will be there, obviously, because he was like iDubbbz's #1 gun guard. Who the fuck else? It's going to be Harley, Jax Films, Esfond, who I don't even think fights. I think he just does like commentary. Maybe they'll get Critical. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like, who is going to be, which influencer is going to even be willing to associate with this shit after like the disaster that was Critter Clash 2?
We lost $250,000 on the event. The way that this typically works for anyone who's unaware is that once our expenses are paid off for the event,
Bread tubers are going to get a bunch of bread. I mean, like who? Vosh? Are they going to get Vosh on? Ethan Klein?
like all the minimums of like, broadcasting, the hotel, travel, all that sort of stuff. Once that's all paid off, then we can start paying the charities. Unfortunately, we didn't even reach the break-even point, right? We're $250,000 in the red. I foolishly thought that
Xander Hall versus Demon Mama. Yeah. Vosh versus Ethan Klein. I mean, that would be great. I mean, I don't even know who's going to be a part of this.
the success of last year should be a minimum, a minimum for what we are able to do this year. And that wasn't true. There was a lot more to think about. I thought, okay, we're bringing on more talent, we're bringing on more creators. That should translate to more pay-per-view buys. We're inviting more creator guests. I think that should translate.
The only way this event doesn't suck is if they do PDF file Royal Rumble with Minilad, Mr. Girl, Lion Maker, Vosh, the Doc.
Amazing. Just bring a bunch of pedophiles on and make them fight.
Throw EDP in there.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Well, okay. I think iDubbbz said back in 2023 he wants to box Leafy. He said Critter Clash 3, iDubbbz versus transphobic Leafy. Are they gonna bring Leafy on there?
That would make it worth it.
Yeah, that would be a mashup.
To more pay-per-view buys.
But then again, if Leafy says anything bad about Anisa's OnlyFans, he's immediately banned, right? It would ruin, and obviously he would.
Obviously.
So
this is our second time doing the event, so more people are gonna know about it. So I thought that would translate.
Zero isn't fat anymore. Does he still count as pedo?
You're right, dude. He lost the weight. He's good.
Now he's fine. Let him off.
To pay-per-view buys. But we did half as well as we did the first year. 50,000 compared to 100,000 the first year. So I was wrong, and I feel a lot of shame because a lot of people were trusting me and trusting our team to,
Disaster.
protect the...
Dude, this video is so funny looking back on it.
It's a total disaster.
I forgot how soy this was.
Creator Clash 3 Ultimate Rape Fight. Jake Weddle versus Nathan.
Okay.
All right, dude. Come on. Really?
Wow.
Wow.
the event and protect the charities and protect just the whole thing.
Why couldn't he at least name it something besides Creator Clash? He had to do, this is the third edition of Creator Clash, the disaster.
Yeah, he should change the name.
Or something. I mean, if you want to be associated with something, sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure, okay, you throw a failed event. Do you just never, ever indulge in boxing events ever again? Probably not. That's probably also a silly standard.
iDubbbz doesn't even like boxing, though.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, it's probably a silly standard to hold. But going, then just being okay, guys, it's like the Bobby plushie, too. Right? It's like the equivalent of, really?
Again?
Why are we doing this after you
How is this going to work? Is the venue going to be, way smaller?
Yeah.
I don't understand how this is going to work.
Particularly bad because this isn't like a regular business where it's all a personal loss and I can just be like, oh, okay, I suck at business and I walk away from it. All of the other fighters were, hoping that their charities got represented and got supported for all their hard work.
And you failed.
Yeah.
We didn't have any
completely
anti-piracy
failed.
measures. We weren't prepared to deal with what ended up happening. I mean, I was just thinking like, let's just avoid catastrophe.
Okay, here's my question. He keeps bringing up anti-piracy measures. I'm pretty sure he said that multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't how much money did the Jake versus Tyson fight make?
Well, I mean, I don't know off the top of my head.
A fuckload, right? Millions?
Yeah.
It made a bunch. Remember when Netflix went completely fucking down?
Yeah,
That
nobody
fight
could get
and
it to run. Okay,
Go ahead.
the fight made $18.1 million.
Okay, every retard and their auntie was streaming it on their phone on TikTok,
Yeah,
pirating it to like hundreds, like thousands of people, right?
right.
They still made $18 million. I don't think that because people could watch for free, that's why we failed.
Exactly. He
That
doesn't
doesn't-
understand like what happened here.
Yeah.
As long as there's like not like I don't know, like a bomb threat or like injuries or anything crazy, like we should be fine. This should just be like the first year. I don't want it to be more complicated than the first year. It ended up being a lot more complicated. Amongst the 800 pirated streaming sites, there were between 1.3 and 3 million viewers. So even though there were around 50,000 pay-per-view buys, there were around 1.3 to 3 million viewers, people
Wow.
who actually watched the full broadcast. And that's a little bit reassuring. You know, it makes me feel like, okay, people maybe do want to watch this. They just didn't, you know, they just either couldn't afford it or just didn't want to support what I had going on. If it's one or two
It was
steps,
probably because you kept banning the fucking people inside of it, so
No
nobody wanted
wonder.
to give you money because you completely pissed on the audience that paid for it in the first place to watch fucking who was it?
Froggy Fresh?
Froggy Fresh fight Chris Raygun.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably probably contribute. It mentions everything except for that
Yeah.
in this video.
He mentions that piracy exists. W take, dude. Or I mean, how do you expect to just demolish
Because you
piracy?
sabotage your reputation
Yeah.
by fucking kicking people off because they pissed off your wife slightly by bringing up her OnlyFans, which is something she shouldn't even be ashamed of.
Yeah.
Right? That's how she makes her living. She's getting her bag. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
to pirate it, but it's 3 or 4 steps to stream it legitimately, people are going to take the pirating option every time. I think we also had a big streamer audience. That's who we are appealing to. I really like the live stream audience. You know, people who want to watch these events live and they watch things on Twitch and YouTube and they get it all for free generally. So I think it was...
I mean, that's just code. People that watch streams are constantly like spending money on subscriptions, donations, stuff like that. Streamer audiences are very willing to spend money on
Yes.
shit.
Didn't someone just donate $400 today?
Yeah, no, there's plenty of people that
Yes.
watch live content that are willing to spend money for it.
Yeah, that's just
in a lot of
delusional.
ways bad to appeal to that crowd and not give away the stream for free. I think a lot of them felt like, well, this should be something that's free, especially if you have ads in it. Aside from the pirating, we did have higher expenses this year. It was a bigger arena. We went to the Amalie Arena, so it was twice as big. We paid more for broadcasting.
Twice as big of an arena. I went to the first Creator Clash. It was fucking massive, okay? I didn't go to the second one because obviously I'm not supporting that shit, right? I
Right.
can't even imagine an arena twice as big as the first one. And even thinking back, I wasn't thinking about this at the time when I went to the first Creator Clash, but it was pretty like, I will say it was very professionally done. There was not a lot of hiccups. It was well put together, but it must have cost just so much money.
Yeah.
Even just to rent out the arena in the first place, let alone set everything up, you know? So
It makes me wonder how much they made and then how they could possibly have justified going twice as big the second time.
why?
So they had to make like 2x their investment
Yeah.
at least to then justify doubling their investment the second time and then adding the charity aspect into it. It just makes no sense.
It's just basic math. Like,
yeah.
how do they not think, like, can we afford to do this? No.
Yeah.
So
It's because this is Anisa's event. iDubbbz doesn't even give a shit about boxing. He hates boxing.
Yeah.
He said that on the H3 podcast.
I remember that.
Yeah. So this is all Anisa's thing, right? And Anisa uses girl math, hoe math.
Oh
You
my
know what I
God,
mean?
yeah.
She can't
That's what they call it.
comprehend that bigger arena equals more money, equals we have to sell more tickets, equals we have to cut back on maybe hosting this giant Diddy party afterwards, right?
Yeah.
That's going to cost, it's just going to needlessly go into our funds.
We have to avoid controversy when my fucking pussy gets upset.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally all he had to do was STFU on Twitter.
Yeah.
The broadcasting team did a lot more elaborate shit, and there was a lot more staff involved. We did a creator hotel, so we bought out a hotel to make sure all the creators had a safe place that they can stay. It actually ended up being good that we got the creator hotel because all the hotels shot up in price like a couple weeks after we locked in the creator hotel because Taylor Swift was coming to town. She announced her tour dates and pretty much everything got booked up. If we didn't book the creator hotel when we did, I don't think we would have had nearly as many creators show up to
Did anyone
support.
criticize the creator hotel? Why is he even mentioning this?
I don't know.
I think people were criticizing the parties. We gave the fighters a place to sleep. That's normal. Actually, that's a good investment.
Yeah.
That's part of what you're supposed to fucking... We're talking about the parties, the elaborate parties you hosted.
Right.
Spending thousands and thousands of dollars on all this shit. Like, didn't he host like 4 parties or something?
Party's so unnecessary. You know what most people do? Like, I went to Brandon Buckingham and Ice Poseidon's fight.
Yeah.
We had a party afterwards at somebody's house for free. Okay, it was somebody was just like Link was like, "Yo, come over." Okay, we don't need to We don't need to rent out like a dining hall and like set up elaborate foods and meals and shit and fucking jerk each other off for like out. You can just do it at somebody's fucking house. Save on money.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Our pay-per-view numbers actually could have been hurt by that. We also had events the day before the fight and the day after the fight so that, fighters and friends and family could come together and process their trauma. That was...
Oh, that's really the reason? Okay, well, he just answered my question. That's the criticism. They needed to process their trauma at the parties.
Okay. You needed a party to like heal?
You're just like, oh, that was crazy.
The trauma of what? Dealing with backlash for kicking one of your fighters off with almost no notice?
No, the trauma of, that was terrible. But no, he's talking about the trauma of fighting, getting your ass beat in the ring.
Oh, okay.
So after the fighters got beat, they needed the lavish gala parties to help heal them.
I mean...
That never happens. Does that happen? That's
I don't know, dude. It's like...
Don't you normally just go home and eat shit? Isn't that usually what happens in fighting?
Get Keen to run Commentary Clash instead and stream it on /Twitch.
Commentary Clash? That'd be hilarious.
Commentary Clash, bruh.
W.
Sort of paramount for me because the first year we did the fight and then I went to bed. I got the shit kicked out of me by Dr. Mike and then I went to bed and then I woke up. The hotel was empty and then I got on a flight and traveled 5 hours with my face completely swollen back to Seattle. And I was like, that was cool. That was so worth it. There was nothing. There was no processing my trauma. There was no talking to anyone and relating about the experience afterward. Everyone was gone. And that shit felt awful.
So because he was soy and weak, that's the justification that they...
I don't even understand how this happens. So you do your fight, right? It's like, can't you just like coordinate with people and like hang out or something afterwards? Like hit up like your friends and just be like, hey, you guys want to grab dinner? Like go hang out at this place, whatever. Come to my fucking Airbnb or something and just chill. You didn't think to just hit them up or coordinate something basically?
It had to be like a giant event.
You need like a big lavish party.
Another thing about this is that the giant event was part of the reason Froggy Fresh got kicked out. Remember when they were like, well, he would bring down the vibes of the party, right?
Yeah.
So this all connects the whole Froggy Fresh thing. They wanted to have this vibing party.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't want Froggy Fresh to be there and talk about OnlyFans and be antagonistic because this is really more just like a big socializing event rather than a boxing event that's made for charity.
Yeah, and so that was part of the reason. So it's all just Soylent. It's all Soylent.
Yeah.
Okay, dude. W donation.
All right.
W donation. W donation.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So, yeah, some of these things that might seem extraneous, in my opinion, were entirely necessary.
They're not necessary. What?
And I wouldn't change it for the world. I also...
You're
what
broke.
Is that?
What do you mean you wouldn't change it for the world? You're broke
also,
now.
why is he acting like he's so sentimentally connected to it? I wouldn't change it for the world, my love.
Okay.
Dude, what the fuck, man? It's a party, dude.
You're making a video about you're broke and your charity event was a giant scam because it was made to raise money for children with brain cancer or something, right? And now you can't give them any money.
Because you wanted to stroke your shit on a party you want to change for the world. There's no sentimental connection to this, dude. It was a fucking party with some cool food and shit. Like, that's it.
Wow.
Really?
I don't regret it in the world. Why?
You should. You should actually regret it. You should be down to change it.
Holy shit.
So, I mean, as evidenced by the pay-per-view streams, it wouldn't have made a difference because we did half as many pay-per-views.
Oh, so it's not his fault. It's not his responsibility, right, for mismanaging the event or Anisa's. They're a victim of piracy.
Yeah, the pay-per-view streams weren't enough anyway. So even though they went extremely over budget, it only would have been slightly over budget if they didn't do it.
Got it. Even though they got a venue that was twice as large as the first one for some reason.
Yeah.
They probably didn't need that.
No.
Sales. So we also had to pay for more fighters this year. The first year it was 18. This year it was 24. I thought...
So they had 6 more fighters, but needed twice as large of a venue. Why?
Bringing in more fighters would just lead to more pay-per-view.
I feel like Anisa got... The reason why she wanted a venue that was twice as large is because she was like, well, if we have a venue that's twice as large, we'll sell twice as many tickets because it'll just fill up. And then it didn't.
Just no concept of how it works. That's probably what she thought, honestly.
Yeah, she's like, well, we'll have a bigger venue. Instead of 20,000 seats, it'll be 40,000 seats, and we'll sell 40,000 tickets.
Wow.
Dude.
That's genius.
But I think it just ended up costing us more, because each fighter gets a $20,000 stipend. And for anyone like confused about this or thought everyone was fighting for free, they pretty much are fighting for free. I think any of the fighters can attest to the fact that fighting in Creator Clash is not a financial boon in any way. That $20,000 is eaten up in those 9 months that you're training. I would say that $20,000 is on the low end of what it should cost you to train in those 9 months. Because you have to pay for your trainer yourself, and you have to pay for, all of the food, the equipment, the travel, whatever you're doing to make all this shit happen. Aside from putting your streaming career or your YouTube career or TikTok on hold while you're training, it's not a huge reward. So I don't want anyone to think just because these fighters are getting $20,000 to basically just be a little bit less in pain after going through all this torment and trauma. I don't want anyone to get shit for that, because that is a minimum of what these fighters should be getting, in my opinion.
Great stream, AugieRFC.
Thanks.
Better close
Wow.
your windows quick because Smagel and Putin revived Joseph Chud Stalin to take down the NZ regime of RFC.
Great.
Wow.
They should be getting much more because it is a traumatizing event and it takes a lot of time and dedication. That is a cost of putting on the event, in my opinion. I think other boxing promotions would disagree that fighters should be getting paid this amount, but to each their own. What do I know? We lost $250.
Well, it sounds like if it's not the industry standard to pay people like $20,000, then you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I get what he's saying in a sense of if you have the mindset of a child and it's like, oh, it's really nice that we give people $20,000. I'm sure the standard is they're paid something, right?
Of course.
For training costs, whatever, right? But
Yeah.
he's paying an exorbitantly higher amount than what's the industry standard. And then you're crying because you have no money after you run your event. Well, it's probably because you should have just paid what the standard is, right?
Yeah, well, the thing is all these things combined together, but then he acts like he only attacks them individually. He's like, well, the money was a really nice thing, and, maybe that's silly, but it was a nice thing. Well, the parties, I wouldn't trade them for the world. Well, the venue being twice the size, blah, blah. Every single thing, all of it adds up to why you got fucked so hard.
Right.
If it was just the money, paying boxers extra, maybe it wouldn't be a big deal. If that was the one financial fuck up exaggeration you did, that's not the only thing you did though, right? So
Right.
It's all this in combination. It's when you watch Caleb Hammer and it's they buy McDonald's every day. And
Yeah,
they
you're
buy
not
this
broke
every
because
day.
you bought Chipotle last night or whatever,
Yeah.
right? It's because of the continual decisions of just
Yes.
bad financial decision making.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
$50,000 on this event. Another thing I want to address is there are some people floating rumors around that we're pocketing money from Creator Clash. And
Boblax.
This is Boblax. This is. Oh.
Dude, look at Brandon Herrera. Bro fought in Keem's event as a write-in, and he kept uploading just fine. iDubbbz is just stupid.
Well, iDubbbz didn't even want people making content. Like, again, Froggy Fresh wanted to make content with Sam Hyde, like training content, but iDubbbz was like, no, you can only do this after the event.
Well, specifically because he was ass mad at Sam Hyde, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Still.
like, okay, well, one of your fighters wants to make content, right? But you're not even letting him do that.
Yeah.
that's extremely hurtful because it has been.
So this is iDubbbz responding to Boblax. Boblax made this like crackhead video where he was like, Boblax did his own version of girl math or whatever.
Where he was theory crafting a possibility. To be fair, he was just theory crafting a possibility.
That video sucked ass, and we should have like just railed him for it before he even released it. But he made this video where he was like guessing off of his balls that iDubbbz, like, he basically was like, I'm going to run all the calculations of what I think Critter Clash 3 costed and explain what happened or whatever as somebody who's completely on the outside and has no access to like internal data or numbers or financial like contracts or agreements. Like, I'm just going to fucking guess and see what happened. Yeah, nutto math. Yeah, exactly.
Nutto math.
So that video sucked ass, and iDubbbz is going to talk about it a little bit, but I wish he went more into detail. I wish honestly, that would have been an awesome iDubbbz video if he just did a full response to that fucking Boblax video. That would have been so funny.
And nothing but the opposite. I understand that some people out there don't like me. I'm okay with that, but the thing I'm not okay with is just lying to people and making up shit for the sake of like clicks. I mean, this is hard enough as it is. Like, I don't want to make this video telling people that we made half as much or we sold half as many pay-per-views as we did last year. And what I absolutely don't need is people spreading rumors about us pocketing money. This has been a financial fucking catastrophe for me. We don't need that, and we don't need any of that shit for any of our other fighters because this has been a huge sacrifice for all of them, financially, specifically financially. If you want to say that they're earning boatloads of clout for fighting, sure, whatever you want to say. But this has been a huge sacrifice. I try not to view any of the pirated live streams as malicious because I think the majority of people, aren't malicious about it. I think there were 50,000 people out of 1 million plus who just said, Creator Clash live stream, and like instantly a bunch of shit popped up.
I mean, why would you not view them as malicious though? That just makes no sense. What is this like faux empathy, right? If somebody's pirating my shit, I'm gonna be like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
you're
literally.
malicious. I mean, this part's like so stupid.
Ridiculous.
And it was just very easy for them to watch. And I really don't blame them for making that choice. All I'm trying to do right now.
Sometimes people are poor and in hard financial times, and they steal my shit. And I think about, that comic of the guy that like the kid where his bike is stolen. He's like, I was upset that my bike was stolen, but then I thought about how that person that stole my bike, is very happy. And then I thought about how the overall happiness of the world went up because my bike was stolen. So now I'm okay with it, right?
Yeah, whatever.
That's like iDubbbz right now where he's like, people are pirating my shit or whatever. They're causing a financial catastrophe for me, as he puts it. But, sometimes people are in a hard time and they just need to pirate stuff because they can't afford the stream and they probably enjoyed it and we're malicious. So whatever, dude. But I'm also broke and it sucks. Get a fucking grip, man.
In making this video is to remedy it. That's sort of what I've been grappling with over the past couple of months is like, what the hell are we going to do? I can't even think about doing a Creator Clash 3. We lost money and there's no money for charity. So what are we going to do to solve that? I don't I don't have a good solution. The best solution that I've been able to come up with is putting the full Creator Clash broadcast, Creator Clash 2 broadcast on YouTube for free for everyone to watch, and just hoping and praying that people...
Wait, what? You mean the stream that everyone paid for? You're just going to upload it for free like a month later?
Yep.
Wait, what? I thought long and hard about what to do, guys, so I just decided to, fuck the people that actually did go out of their way. I was just bitching about piracy, right? But you know what? Fuck the people that actually did go the extra mile to support me, right? I'm just going to upload that shit for free. Fuck it.
The whole thing. Why not?
Why? So it can generate like $1,000 in ad revenue. Didn't you guys raise like fucking, how much money were you guys supposed to send out to charity? Like $300,000 or something like that?
Yes.
Right? So you're going to upload it so it generates maybe like, a few $1,000s in ad revenue at most. And just scam the people that actually bought it? Okay. Interesting strategy there.
It's terrible.
Enjoy it and want to support it. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are, but I want to post the full broadcast on YouTube, and I want to have like a fundraising goal. I know YouTube has like a fundraising thing, but right now, from what I've seen, YouTube doesn't allow multiple charities to be listed in the fundraiser, and there's not really very many good options for us to collect donations ourselves. So I think we're just going to have a singular charity represented in the video, and then we'll put all the other charities in the description. So if you want to donate to a specific charity, that's where you can do it. I want to make it right.
And then he makes everyone else. He makes it everyone else's problem, right? You guys now have to donate to charity.
Yeah,
which is what you thought you were doing when you originally supported this project, right? We fucked up, right? We spent it all on parties. So now you have to. Here's another link. Okay, please support the charities we wanted to actually send the money to, but didn't.
Yeah. Well, because didn't he? I know eventually he ended up making like a stream where he actually raised all the money. How is that not the first? Maybe he mentions it in this video. How is that not the first thing you thought of?
Yeah.
The first thing you thought of wasn't I'm gonna go live, and maybe I'm wrong. He mentions it. It was here. You guys go.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Do not look at Boblax's Instagram. Worst mistake of my life.
Why would Boblax's Instagram?
I just saw a tweet about it. I got eaten at it. I got added on Twitter. He's posting like skirt and thigh-high sock pics on his Instagram.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. And he's arguing with people in the comments that are calling him Gooner.
What the actual fuck, man?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's great.
Want to make it more right. I'm okay with us fucking up and taking a $250,000 loss. I'm not okay with charities not getting any money. I want to thank all the fighters and all the coaches and all the staff of the event and the fans who, came to show support. It might feel like a big loss, but it was a lot of entertainment, and a lot of good came out of it. A lot of people had unforgettable experiences. And
a lot of pleasure was had at the parties and fun.
Unforgettable experiences. Yeah, not the kids, not the little kids that you
they're dying now.
They're dying.
Didn't give them any financial aid.
They're dying and their brains are getting eaten alive.
Yeah, oops.
By cancer.
Shit.
A highlight of their lives. There's a lot.
By the way, somebody said we're being bad faith. I challenge you to find one bad faith argument we just made, okay?
Yeah, single one.
Of boxing events where no money goes to charity at all, ever. There's not even the chance that it goes to charity.
Wait, did he just wait, go back. What did he just say?
It was a lot of entertainment, and a lot of good came out of it. A lot of people had unforgettable experiences, and it will be a highlight of their lives. There's a lot of boxing events where no money goes to charity at all.
Like yours.
Yeah.
Like yours.
Right. Okay.
Ever. There's not even the chance that it goes to charity.
I think that's better. I think that's better, actually.
I'm glad he put that caveat in there. The chance, okay? At least when I know when I'm supporting Creator Clash, there's a chance, maybe, the money goes to charity.
That's
if Anisa
worse,
doesn't
though.
fuck it up.
It's worse, though. I'd rather a thing not lie to me that there's going to be money given to charity.
Yeah.
If I'm going to watch like WWE and I know it's not going to charity, I'm fine with that. Not, this is all going to charity, and then
Maybe.
it doesn't.
Augie got kicked. His charity got money.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Wow.
So I just want to thank everyone. It truly made a difference that you came and supported. I'm just disappointed that I let everyone down. I just made some strategically shitty decisions along the way, and all of those decisions, led to where we're at. I think it was dumb of me to say that we weren't going to make the broadcast available for free like we did the previous year. I thought that would bring in more pay-per-view buys because people would be like, oh, I'm not going to be able to watch it for free? Well, I'll definitely buy so I can tune in. But I don't know. It either didn't have an effect or backfired. and I'm trying to learn from it. This year I have a lot on my plate.
Here's the thing, if you're running a charity event, operating costs don't matter. Any money you make goes to charity. None of that money should have gone to the event, period.
Okay, well, obviously you have to, okay. Revenue still can go into the event to make it where you can actually host the event. But the point is you don't make a profit.
Well, yeah, usually it's like a percentage, right? Some of
Yes.
this will go to like charity and some of this will go to the production of the event.
Well, even if it doesn't go as a profit in your pocket, like, okay, like let's say if iDubbbz has $200,000 in his bank account before he starts the event, he should end the event with $200,000 in his bank account. He shouldn't make money. He shouldn't lose money.
Yeah.
Whatever's made can go back into the event just to fund it, but then all the profits go to charity, right? That's like a totally reasonable way to do it. Some people will just take the loss and also just eat everything. Like he'll go down to $100,000 and just eat everything. But it would be reasonable if iDubbbz started with $200K in his bank account, ended with $200K, and a charity got $100,000 or something, right? That would be reasonable.
Yeah.
And the money that he took and made just was going back into making him break even, and all the profits went. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. Instead, he lost money, and the charities got $0.
Yeah.
So it was a complete disaster.
And, I think my strategy going forward is to just be, completely candid with everything. Again, it's hard. I would normally keep all of this shit to myself, but I gotta express myself. I gotta tell you guys.
You can't keep it all to yourself, otherwise you'd be the completionist, If iDubbbz just never let anyone know this happened, then he'd be the subject of a Carl Jobs video in like a year.
Wow.
He kind of had to tell everyone.
What's up? Otherwise, I'm gonna rot from the inside. But yeah, additionally, another thing that's been eating at me is that someone is trying to take over Creator Clash. I know that sounds like I don't know.
Maybe this is what happened. I forgot that he said this, that someone's trying to take over Creator Clash.
Yeah.
Maybe this is some new person.
This is like a weird point that was never brought up. Oh, wait. That's the theory, right? Creator Clash 3 is actually not iDubbbz at all?
I didn't
Well, he
consider
replied
that.
to it, so he's obviously...
Well, he might be just in it, but it might be ran by someone else.
I forgot he made this point in this video. This is
Yeah.
like a weird, like, schizo point.
of a video game or something, but it's real, and it's been taking up a lot of my time. So hopefully I don't have to talk about it in the future. But if I do, you guys are gonna hear about it on this channel. If you're just coming across this video and you have no idea what this Creator Clash shit is about, it's creator boxing, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of amateur boxers getting in there for the first time and giving it their all. And there's a lot of heart and a lot of soul and a lot of grit that is on display. And I think it's very much a worthwhile watch. Donation links are also going to be in the description of this video as well. I'm trying to monetize as much as I can to make up for this loss. But yeah, it's hard.
Wow. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the harsh reality of Creator Clash 2. We're looking really forward to Creator Clash 3. Who knows which creators are going to be dumb enough to participate in this besides Harley Morenstein? I mean, I
he's
think
going for sure.
He's
100%.
penciled in completely.
He's going
but
for sure.
Anyone else, I'm not sure. We'll see. It's Harley Morenstein, Jax Films, Esfond, maybe Critical. I don't know. We'll see who else is going to participate in this totally not disaster.